Imagine having a family secret that is so dark, so unheard of, and would cause you to be shunned by the rest of society. Welcome to this week's episode of True Crime Friday on Hauntings, Homicide, and Hearsay. Hi.
Hi. I'm sorry, I have a Swedish fish in my mouth.
Swedish pussy in your mouth. So I
You
know.
keep saying that. Shut up. You keep saying that. And all I can think of is fucking Michael King about that Swedish nanny you had. Helga. From Goldmember. Thanks for that.
So I get the feeling that I'm going to start talking about this one, and it's going to be one of those moments where you're like, holy shit, why do I know this? Why do I know this? Why do I know this? But you're not going to be able to pinpoint exactly where.
Oh, I'm going to. I'm going to say it out loud as soon as I know it.
Are you?
Or I have a guess.
Okay. We can do that.
JFK.
I have not JFK. I don't have memes today. I don't have anything. I
didn't have memes. I forgot.
That's okay. I don't really have much to even talk about, and this one's short, so I feel like the episode needs to be you do something here, but not a big deal if it's a little bit shorter, because there's not much information on it. There was a couple of articles that I read. Most articles on this were kind of like contained the same information.
Yeah.
So, and it's all like hearsay stuff too, because you have to like go down the family line and you have to figure it out, and like, okay, this person said this, but this person heard this. And then this other person who's not even involved in the family at all heard something wildly different. So it's kind of all just pieced together.
Color me intrigued.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not like super pieced together, but today...
Knives Out.
What?
I don't know. You said this person that's not even involved in that, and I was like, "Fuck it, it's Knives Out."
That makes sense, though. No, today we're going to talk about I'm going to fuck up the pronunciation of familicide. Familicide that occurred on Christmas Day in 1929 in Germantown, North Carolina.
Okay.
But first, a little
elevator music. I'm just kidding.
A little bit of background.
A little bit of Monica.
In 1911, a man by the name of Charles Lawson and a woman by the name of Fanny Manring were married. I saw the light bulb go off. I saw it in your eyes
flickering
on Charles's name.
Yes.
Yep.
You said I saw it in your eyes, and all I could think of is Smosh. I see it in your eyes, and it is in you, or whatever the fuck. Ship will think. That
Ship
thing
will suck us.
Oh, that's later.
I know. Over the course of their marriage, they had 8 children together.
Fuck that shit up.
However, in 1920, their third child, 6-year-old William, passed away of an illness only 2 years after the family had moved to the same property as Charles' brothers. Working together as tobacco farmers, by 1927, the family had saved enough money to buy their own farm in the same town. Giving me the squinty eyes. You're like, I know this story.
I know that smell.
Told you would know
it's Swedish fish.
It is said that just days before Christmas in 1929, Charles took the family into town to buy new clothes and to have a family portrait taken, which was said to be, in and of itself, a strange occurrence for a middle-class rural family to do, especially farmers.
Do you ever get that tingly feeling like there's a partition in your brain and here's the stuff at the forefront of your mind? Here's all the information you've buried back here in your occipital. Like, and it's trying
to make its way through.
To push through. That is how my fucking head feels right now. It's called a thought.
My God,
Shit.
Ashley's having her first thought. Congratulations.
Golf clap.
In the afternoon of December 25th, 1929, Charles shot his daughters, Carrie and Mabel, first as they were getting ready to go to their aunt and uncle's house.
The general store that was just on 28 Days Haunted.
Reportedly, Charles waited for them near the tobacco barn until they were within range, then shot them with a 12-gauge shotgun. He proceeded to bludgeon them to ensure they were dead, then stashed their bodies in the barn.
I know this.
After this, he returned to the house where his wife, Fanny, was sitting on the porch and proceeded to shoot her. As soon as the gunshot rang through the air, it was reported that the oldest daughter, Marie, could be heard screaming inside the home, while two of the sons, James and Raymond, ran to find a place to hide. I want to tell you, you are right. You are correct, but it's not the general store.
No, it's the there's 3 fucking different locations all going on at once. I'm trying
4.
What? There was 4
There was
locations?
4. There was Connecticut, North Carolina, there was Colorado,
Oh, there was Colorado.
and there was
I thought that was it.
but it wasn't the general store. You're thinking of the general store where just the 2 were at.
Yes.
The guy and the girl, and then the guy was like, "Oh, Jesus," and shit. And he
That
started
was
screaming
wild.
at it. It's a different one. It's the one with the hot witchy girl.
Hot witchy girl. Then the 2 other guys
Yeah, and the 2 other guys, and she did the candle
scrying.
scrying. Yep, the candle scrying. They wanted her to try mirror
Is
scrying.
it the inn?
No, that's Captain Grant's Inn. So it was the other one. I can't remember what it was called, and I didn't write it down because I'm an idiot.
Elevator music. First of all, it's called either the Lawson Family Tragedy or Christmas Mass Murder. I'm looking
Or
for the location.
Or the Lawson family murder.
Mhm. Germantown, North Carolina.
Yeah.
I think it was a general store.
No. They were in a house. There was beds and shit. Oh, no, you might. Oh, no. You are right. It was them. It was the general store. Yes, it was the 2. I confused the 2.
You can suck a fuck.
I confused them. The other one was the other story that I was going to do.
See, why do you fucking gaslight me?
I'm sorry.
I
you know
was
what the
right.
thing is? The thing is, I gaslight you, but it's completely
An
unintentional.
accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. What did I get
Yep.
that in? 2 guesses?
That was more like 4 or 5, but
Okay,
okay.
JFK didn't count. I was being a
Learn
douchebag.
to count. Okay, so then Charles went inside, saw Marie and shot her, then hunted down the 2 boys and shot them as well. The last to die in the series of attacks was the youngest child, Mary Lou, who was only 4 months old at the time.
That's so fucking sad.
It was believed that she was bludgeoned to death, though. He did not shoot her. After the entire family...
I don't know if that's worse or not.
I know. I don't know. After the entire family was dead, Charles went into the nearby woods for several hours, then ended up shooting himself. The only survivor in the attack was Lawson's 16-year-old son, Arthur, who had been sent into town on an errand just before the attacks began. The bodies of the dead family members were found lying down, arms crossed, with rocks placed underneath their heads. Now, one thing they did not mention in the show, many people were witness to the actual sound of Charles's gun going off when he killed himself.
Okay, yeah, because here's the thing. I know modern day it showed it. It's like populated around there. But like for the time.
What happened was a lot of the people in the town had already heard about the murders because it was, like I said, several hours before he shot himself. So a lot of people were gathering on the property.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
Yep. As the gunshot was heard, a police officer and Arthur both ran in the direction of the sound, and Charles's body was found with letters to his parents.
Can I just say one thing? Gunshots rang out like a bell.
Oh,
Grab a
gosh.
nine, all I heard was shells falling to the concrete real fast. Sorry. You said that, and this was the first thing that popped into my head.
Upon inspection of the area, footprints were found deep in the dirt around the tree that he was found near, which was used to determine that Charles had actually been pacing around for the several hours prior to his suicide.
Oh, poor you.
Yeah. The only surviving family member, Arthur, reportedly died at the age of 31 in 1945 as a result of a car accident in which he left behind a wife and 4 children.
That's sad.
There,
Proud of him to go on and lead, a quasi-normal life.
yeah. And that's like all the information on Arthur. But there are a couple of different theories behind why Charles decided to murder his own family, which again, they don't mention in the show. They mention one.
They did mention one.
They didn't mention the second one. The first one being a head injury that he had sustained on the farm months before. Friends and family had theorized that the head injury had altered his thinking and that he was not in his right mind at the time he decided to carry out his gruesome attack. This next sentence tells me why they didn't, because it's not as interesting as the second motive. Johns Hopkins Hospital performed an autopsy on the body and determined that his brain contained no
Abnormalities, abnormals.
Thank you. The second theory to why Charles decided to murder his entire family was that he had been sexually abusing his oldest daughter, Marie. The rumor surfaced from and this is another thing they don't mention. The rumor surfaced from an anonymous source who toured the Lawsons' home shortly after the murders. And you'll find out why they were touring the home. In 1990, a book was published entitled White Christmas, Bloody Christmas, and this book is responsible for these rumors because reportedly, the day before the book was to be published, the author received a call from a woman by the name of Stella Lawson, a relative to the Lawsons who had also already been interviewed for the book. Stella told the author that she overheard Fanny's sisters-in-law and aunts, including Stella's mother, Jetty Lawson, discussing how Fanny had confided in them that she was concerned about a possible incestuous relationship between Marie and Charles. Jetty passed in 1928, which says that Fanny had her suspicions well before the murders occurred. More support for this theory came out in another book by the same author titled The Meaning of Our Tears, published in 2006. A close friend to Marie Lawson, Ella May, finally came forward and disclosed that a few weeks before Christmas 1929, Marie confided in her that she was pregnant by Charles and that him and Fanny both knew it. Another close friend of the Lawson family by the name of Hill Hampton stated that he knew of serious problems within the family, but declined to go into further explanation. Shortly after the murders occurred, Charles' brother, Marion, opened the family farm to the public as a tourist attraction.
Wow. All right. What a money grab.
Right. A cake that Marie had baked on Christmas Day was put on display on the tour. However,
No.
What?
I remember that. I might have listened to this before 28 Days Haunted. I might have heard an episode on it, and that's why we drank about this.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Because that sounds freaky familiar.
Yeah, I didn't realize it when I was writing this, but I think you told me about it and how they eventually had to cover the cake with a glass
Yes.
cover because people on the tour were taking pieces of the cake. Yes. Okay.
Thanks, Christine.
Nice. And the story of the Lawson family has been featured in songs aptly titled what's the song called? I think it was just called The Lawson Family Murders.
Perfect. What an apropos title.
And in a couple of television shows as recently as this year in Netflix's original series, 28 Days Haunted, which we've been referencing through this whole episode. And that is literally, wow, this is a short episode. Literally,
we're going to discuss
all the information on the Lawson family. Well, I don't think he had a head injury. Well,
I don't think he had a head injury.